One of these over at the ski shop, will you? Tell us about this one right here.
Yeah, so this is a pretty cool track that I got to race in January. This is did from the Kitzbühel, the Hahnenkamm. It's in Austria. It is by far the ruggedest downhill in the world. Mm-hmm. And Chipper here actually ran it back in 1982.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he's going to give you kind of a rundown of what makes it so gnarly, Chip.
Well, you know, it's had a reputation since it's, you know, the first people ever went down, you know, since they started running that as a downhill. And I don't know the exact year. It was probably in the late 50s, early 60s. But no, you start. Here's some clip of it. You start in the start, and you pretty much, your tips are hanging over the edge, and you push out, and you pretty much immediately are free falling to the terminal velocity. And then off the Mausefalle jump, like after about 3 seconds of accelerating from 0 to 70, you're airborne for about that same amount of time, and then you're landing into a very rough, steep compression off the Mausefalle, and then into just the iciest, gnarliest, swinging carousel turns you can imagine on the steepest slope. It's just literally they hose it down nowadays. At least when I was racing it, they wouldn't necessarily get the water out and hose it down. They had the army packet back then, but now it's literally just a sheet of ice, and it's not smooth. It's rough, and the Steilhang section is you can't even side slip down it. And there's big nets along the whole bottom. A lot of those nets are to catch the coaches and course workers just trying to get on the hill. They end up at the bottom of that hill, and it's about 100 meters of just rough, rugged pitch that has two big swinging turns that bring you onto a cat track. And then the rest of the course has sections that are very icy and just and air, you know, with jumps and there's a lot of air in this course as well. Yeah. So, but it's you know, it's notoriously known as the toughest downhill in the world. And this year it was worse than I've ever seen it, and people had ever seen. Some teams were pulling their athletes out. Just saying we're not ready for this. We didn't choose today to die. but it's, you know, anyway, and there were, you know, several injuries. Just some people just didn't even fall, but they hit compressions of ice and so hard that one or two people cracked their heel.
Two people shattered their
heel bone. Just from hitting so hard. And the skis just. If you look at it in slow motion, I don't know how skis even hold together. They're just flapping. It's like whop, whop, whop. It's really, and it feels like that when you're skiing it too.
Yeah, and like, Chip, you sent Sam down there?
Well, you know, Sam's a lot better skier than I am. So I figured if I could do it, he could.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and he's a good judge of what he's capable of, and he's solid. He doesn't take unnecessary risk, which is. I wish I had that smarts. You know, I have a metal knee because of it. A few other parts and pieces that aren't my own, but you know, it's part of being a downhiller, and it's part of the allure of the whole thing. It's why we all do it, but it does have some risk, and it's a matter of how much you want to risk, and you have to, you know, have a good foundation and lots of training to back up what you're taking down the hill with you. You got to, you know. And Sam has that, so I was confident he could get on down the hill.
Some of the eastern conditions have conditioned him for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, there's days of sugar on the narrow gauge where it's not much worse.
What kind of speed were you attaining at that point?
Yeah, I mean, though that part of that track, I bet you're probably not going much more than like high 70s. Kind of probably actually after you exit the road, then down through those next couple is pretty fast, or even right off the Mausefalle. That track's less about top-end speed and more just about the surface.
Yeah, with that surface.
Because it feels a lot faster. You know, 60 when you're going smooth versus like 60 on like a logging road feels a lot different. You know?
You have to get your fillings put back in after that?
I don't have any feelings.
No. Wow, look at that. He's flawless. Perfect. So you have an autograph signing. It is at Deli's, and of course they're open for breakfast right now. There's probably people having a
I'm going to go get myself a yard sale right now.
Oh, man, that was good. With the new potato puffs in
it? It's called Rosti. So that's that's from Switzerland, that name. And it's really big over in Europe, so we thought we'd incorporate some of that feel over here.
Very good. Very tasty. Check that out. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you. We appreciate you coming in and sharing that story, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Awesome.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back with more.